Hi, everyone. We are going to talk about diversifying your income. We all want to make a little bit more money and work a little less hard, and diversifying your income is the key to it all. I am officially back on Mackinac Island, and I am getting ready to kick into my huge, gigantic wedding season. And don't forget, I will still always be coming here live every Tuesday, 10 o'clock in the morning. And let me know if that time works for you or doesn't work for you. Because the more engagement we have, the more fun, the more community is built. And that's really what I love about all of this stuff. Okay, you know what? We're going to get going. And again, I am here this week to talk about diversifying your income as a photographer. And this feels like something oftentimes people are like, I don't want to do it. I want to wait. It's not that important. My business isn't big enough. So many things when it comes to business, people think my business isn't big enough to do that yet, not realizing the beginning is the best time to start into it. I'm Andreka from Andreka Photography and Coaching, and I am here once again on this lovely Tuesday morning for our Tuesday Talks, where every week I go live and chat about all things photography business. Oftentimes we start photo businesses because we have a camera and because we can take a pretty photo. But you know what? That is actually becoming less and less special in the world where everybody has a phone in their back pocket and everyone thinks that they can take photos. So what I'm here to say is that the biggest difference that a successful photographer and a hobbyist have apart is business. So that's why we are going to focus here all about the business aspect. Of course, if there's photo questions, you can always ask me, but we're really here to talk about the business aspect that people so often forget. And that's really going to make the difference between your business lasting 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and being happy, again, without burnout and stress, because the business and the systems are what's going to help you keep your business going without getting exhausted and wondering why you're spinning your wheels and working so hard and not seeing the results. So thank you again for joining me. I'm still fighting a little bit of jet lag, but the great thing is I'm now here and I'm in the same time zone as you are. So 10 a.m. works because 10 a.m. was 10 p.m. before, and that's a little too late for my night. So let's get into this week's topic, diversification. What this means in your business. It's a big word, but it really isn't. It just means having more revenue streams. If COVID taught us anything, it's that you never know what's going to happen, and you might need your business to shift and pivot, if you will, into the best ways. And the best ways to keep your business flexible to do this is by having several streams of income and revenue. And you never know when one of those streams might dry out and you'll have to depend on the other. Things happen, whether it's a world pandemic or whether it's literally moving to the other side of the city. If you're moving to another side of the city, you might have to all of a sudden, your business might take a hit because you're no longer having the same base time, the same networking. You might be moving into a different market. And that's where the different aspects in diversifying your business and income can help you not have to shut your doors. So by diversifying, you have a strong, solid base. If you have more diversification with your business, you have more money coming in constantly. So you don't have to stress so much about, oh no, what if a wedding season is slow? Or what if for some reason your favorite hotel in the world closes? These are all things that I've had to deal with in my 15 years. And having diversification made it so my business could still maintain, and I just got to make it to the next year because the next year will be different. Now, I'm only going to talk about in this whole talk 3 ways to diversify. There are countless ways. It's really up to you to think about what works for you and how you can be creative in what your offerings are. So these are 3 ways to think about when you're looking at diversifying your income. 1, what is your unique skill set? And not just your unique skill set, your unique life. Where you live, what you do, are you a parent? These are aspects and also networks in which you can offer support. So think of your business as offering support. You're not just a person with a camera. So how do you, with your skill set and your knowledge, offer support and fill the needs of what other people might need? Number 2, remember you are the expert. Only you know what is really out there in the photography world and what is possible. And by diversifying, you're actually offering more opportunities to your clients. It's not about sales and money. It's about education and sharing. A lot of times people feel this way when you're selling different types of products, that people are like, oh, it's just a sales ploy. It's actually education. If you're going into someone, they can say no if they're not interested. But there might be someone out there who's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was an option. is exactly what I need, and I didn't even know I could have it. So you know these things more than anyone else, and you're offering a service by educating people what the opportunities are to work with you. People love the idea of our jobs. People love the idea of photography. I'm sure you've had this happen when you are sitting next to someone on a plane and they say, "What do you do?" And you say, "I'm a photographer," or "I'm a wedding photographer." Their faces just kind of go, "Oh, wow, really?" Fascinated. This is something you can use to help diversify. Think of how many people love to dabble and are curious about our careers, and use that to see what you can actually offer people. Okay, so now we're going to go into the 3 things. Some are simple and obvious, some might not be, but these 3 ideas are just to get your idea going, right? How you diversify your income is, there's so many ways of doing it. Even if you're a photographer and you want to diversify your income outside the photography world, for example, real estate, rental units, things like this, all of these are different type of incomes. There's affiliate links, there's partnering, there's collabs, a lot of different options. We're going to talk about 3 specific ones. One is kind of obvious, but a lot of people step away from it just because they think it's too hard: selling prints and other products. A lot of people are doing it, of course, but it can be overwhelming if you're diving really hard into in-person sales. And you're doing the in-person sales, meaning you're doing one-on-one sales with the prints and the products. That's a lot, and it can be intimidating for a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be that hard. So what exactly does it mean to sell these prints and products? You're offering a higher quality print product, photo book, canvases, albums, higher quality than what your client can actually get without being a professional photographer. So again, you're offering a service that they can't do. You have something different to offer to your clients that they can't find themselves. How you do this: you can partner with print labs, you can use print on demand services, you can create online stores, you can promote these with your products and your clients with in-person sales. The number one thing I have to say, and I'm sure a lot of you have this, but if you're not utilizing it to its full extent, use an online gallery. I suggest Shootproof. It's what I use. I know there's a lot of other ones out there. It is key, and it's an easy entry level. You get it out there, they're going to send it out. They're going to do the printing. They're going to even do some of the marketing and sales for you with their own automated email systems. So it's an easy way to get into just doing a little bit more. Just because you're diversifying your income doesn't mean you're making an equal amount. It's just baby steps, right? Just dabble your foot. So that's number 1. Number 2, what about photo tours and travel photography experiences? This goes back to thinking about what's your unique life, where do you live, what can you offer people? How many people are taking pictures while they're in your town, or they're trying to take their own photos, or they want to know where the good photo stops are? Offer photo tours. Offer these travel experiences where maybe you take pictures of them in your town. Put together your photography skills with anything you love, and especially if you love where you live. You can organize and lead photo tours in all the picturesque locations. And other things you can kind of help to do this with is plan itineraries, partner with travel agents, partner with hotels, market through the tours and to the photography enthusiasts. And number 3, content creation for brands. Yes, there's brand photography, and a lot of people will come to you, especially depending on what area you live in. If you're living in a little bit more metropolitan area, you might have a lot of people looking for content creator already for their brands. But in a less I can't say that word. People might just say, "I need a headshot." When someone comes to you and says, "I need a headshot," this is your opportunity to say, "Are you sure you don't need more? How's your social media? How is your website looking? Have you ever thought that you want photos that represent who you are and not necessarily just what a stock photo shows?" So you're creating branded content for businesses, for social media posts, for promotional videos, for product photography. This is another way to branch out. Also, the best way to do this: network with your local businesses, talk to the city, create a portfolio showing your work. Now, here's a little bonus that I love. Whenever I do any content creation, and you can even offer this as a side and not have it be connected to your photography, teach your clients how to utilize their photos. So for example, if you have one photo of a person standing there, let's say holding a camera, they might go, that's the only way I can use that photo. Not realizing different ways you can crop it will send different messages. So you can have one photo create 5 social media posts. This is a huge value to someone who is looking to up-level their brand but doesn't have the money necessarily to have a photographer take thousands and thousands of photos of them. So show them how to utilize their photos the best way. Taking a color and converting it to black and white, you can use it more often and people won't notice so much. Think about these type of things and creative ways you can think about using your skill set, using your knowledge, helping other people where they might not know and understand these things. So those are my top 3. What I did talk about were 2 big things that people always want to get into when they're making money. And that is, I'm going to sell my gorgeous landscape fine art photography. And what about stock photos? Yes, you can do these things. But to be honest, I purposely chose these 3 earlier because they're easy entry levels. There's a good chance you're going to be able to at least make a decent amount of money pretty quickly without having to work really, really hard on it when you're trying to still maintain the beef of your business. So the thing with stock photos and photography, they're both kind of like finding a needle in a haystack. A lot of work, a lot of photos with little return. Or from the opposite side, they don't gonna really like pay much and it's gonna take a lot to like strike gold. So, you're gonna have to put a lot of work out there. You're gonna spend a lot of time marketing and researching and making a name for yourself before you're gonna potentially strike gold. So yes, maybe try it. Maybe you can strike gold and that's it. Okay, well, there you have it. 3 ways to diversify your business. And here's the thing. When it comes down to it, there are countless ways, I mentioned it earlier, countless ways that you can diversify your business. But the biggest advice I can offer you is just try. Try something. Don't let this idea of diversifying fall to the wayside. The sooner you can start trying to add these little different income sources, the better. They might not be a gigantic geyser and windfall, but every little bit helps. And the more you get used to trying, the better. Some are going to work, some aren't going to work. Some are going to last 6 months, some are going to last 6 years. Your business is going to also always be changing and shifting. And the more you have diversification going on with your solid base, the easier it's going to be to maintain and keep a level balance when things get tough. So that's about it. Remember, it might take a few times to get it right, but keep trying. And it's okay. Be creative. Have fun with it.